Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to RimWorld Survival. So, let's pick up where we left off, setting up the defenses. Alright, so there's a lot left to do. We do have the, how should we call it? The anti-sapper tunnel of sorts. One thing I'm going to need to do is to create cabinetry to store our shells, which means I'm going to need to not run power through this this section of the base. So I'm going to break down the conduit under the walls here, and we're going to want a very, very healthy stockpile of shells in order to address all of the would-be sappers or will-be sappers that come into our base. Alright, so I'm going to reroute power away from the shell storage, and this is where we're going to keep the shells that we construct traps. We're going to need the ability to very quickly replace stockpiles. Additionally, I'm going to have quite a few uranium slug turrets along this southern wall here. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to also set up, what is it called? The fire foam poppers to cover the areas as well. And the concept behind this is we'll be able to repair and reload because, of course, there's overhead mountain here. And I'm going to utilize the overhead mountain as much as I can so that we can get the most bang for our buck out of our defenses. Now, there's been some speculation about why these guys were sapping this area. Ultimately, I don't really care. And the reason being is once everyone lives in the bait barracks, this won't be sapped anymore. So I could reinforce that upper area, but it's ultimately not going to be an issue. Alright, Tony just earned herself in lockdown, or inside lockdown. Poppy and Kazumi, how are you two faring? Oh, Acid. Oh, actually, we have a lot of people that are fine to go out and about again. This is the real theme of this game is the zigzaggy nature of being restricted and then unrestricted. So one thing I'd like to do is to finally fully deep drill the uranium portion that is under there. So the people that really need to be restricted, Kafalu, 11, Kazumi, Poppy, and Tony. So, Safalu, 11, Tony, Poppy, not Stormy, Kazumi. Stormy is okay to go outside. Alright, so there we go. Got that all set up. So obviously one more thing that I'm going to need is to go ahead and hook up incendiary traps sort of up here, which is going to be a lot of shells, and this will sort of keep the bugs at bay if they do in fact spawn in that area. And encouraging them to spawn in that area would mean something along the lines of this, where I am going to run power around these tunnels. And I'm sure a lot of these cables will end up inevitably burned up, but that's okay. I'm going to illuminate the places I don't want them to spawn. And that means adding some additional lamps. And more power. It's a lot of prep, but if I could just have a bunch of freebie wins against bugs, that would be like totally awesome. Freebie wins would be just battles against the bugs where like I win and it's easy. This, of course, adds a lot more lighting, but yeah, we'll pay for it. Alright, so we got that all set up. And I think what I'm going to do is just drop one light here. If they spawn behind here, it's okay, so be it, is how I feel about that. And this is all for the endgame prep. Rosie, how are you doing? You are recovering. I know I sent you to your death. I'm a bad boom rat owner. Oh. Hey, boom rat. This boom rat found my insect pile. That's a great place for it to be because, well, essentially there's sort of an infinite amount of meat that it can draw from, which means I can then tame it while it's not exposed to, you know, radiation, which is great. All right, Poppy, Poppy. You are gonna grab the Molotovs. Let's forbid the other rifle and burn up the bodies over here. A very ugly task, but one that needs doing. Alright, she is in position. Now, there was a question of whether the Doomsday Launcher is still available. It is not. I know that I made him drop it, but what had happened after the shock went off, it set NG's corpse on fire, and that corpse caught the Doomsday Launcher on fire. Not much of anything I could have really done about that. But I do already have. I still have 4 Doomsday Launchers, so it's not a huge loss. Please catch. Yes, it is catching. Okay, so I'm going to remove the home zone, and that should work out. So bugs are more likely to spawn in dark, unlit areas than lit ones, which is why I'm illuminating the tunnel parts that I don't want them to spawn in. Ideally, they would spawn in this little area, and only there. Oh, Cefalu. Wham, such a baby. At least he's hiding in his room. Makes it a little bit easier. Alright, I do see the problem here. This here needs to be granite wall, not just raw granite. There seems to be some corpses needing cleaning there. Semph, you barely have any irradiation. I'm gonna have Semph grab that stuff in just a minute. Let me carry over the granite. Alright, Semph, you are gonna grab the Molotovs. Go up here. What I'm gonna have you do is to caravan that stuff out of that spot there. Which means you have to see a lot of ugly corpses, and you are not necessarily the... Alright, let's make you happy first. Consume some jelly. Consume some tea. You already consumed the tea? Oh, yeah, you did. That was quick. Alright, I'm going to load this stuff in the caravan. And then burn up the bodies. Puppy's having to rebuff everybody. Alright, done. Cancel caravan forming. Go get your assault rifle. We are starting to get some fertilized eggs, which means we're adding to our chicken pop. That's what I wanted. Let's go ahead and add this as a home zone. Now, anywhere that doesn't have overhead mountain, except for the cables here, and these cables are probably not all that necessary anymore, to be honest, is going to be removed from home zone. So I'm going to add all of this to home zone, I suppose, because we do want this protected. There's some built roof over there, but I'm not using it, so not that it would have mattered. We get irradiated through the roofs. Now, Mathis actually linked a mod that prevents built roof from being auto-toggled. That'd be a pretty good mod to run with the RimWorld mod, or for me to incorporate it or something like that. But I'm not going to do that right now. In the middle of the episode, I kind of forgot to do it ahead of time. My bad. Actually, you know what? What is covered? I will protect the cables that are covered. The ones that are not, I'm not going to worry about. We have power that goes through the base, so we don't exactly need these cables here. They're nice backups, but that's all they are. All right. Taking a look at up north. The traps are starting to get laid down. The illumination is definitely working out. Looking at the amount of power I'm generating, it looks pretty healthy. And of course, I could have as much chem fuel as I ever really want, because I could just butcher these bugs and turn them into chem fuel. So it's not something that I am gonna need to do necessarily. Alright, Janes, I want you to mine this granite so that I can build a wall here. Now, once we're done setting this bug trap, one thing we're going to need to do is to close all the doors behind us. Because this trap doesn't really work if you got all the doors open. Kazumi's throwing a party for a little bit of a positive mood buff. That's cool. Assignments. I'm going to have lavish meals at the party. I'm going to spring for him. We don't have beer yet, so kind of throwing that party prematurely. Only a day and a half left before we had the beer, but whatever. Alright, so there is the cable. And as long as it doesn't get too dark anywhere, let me try to reinstall this there. As long as it doesn't get too dark anywhere, we'll be able to hopefully prevent the bugs from spawning in places I don't want them to spawn. I.e. in the... Alright, so that's 50%. Okay, this is all pretty well illuminated now. The other net positive of all of this illumination is we'll be able to move around a lot faster in these tunnels as well. Alright, so even more lamps required. I believe to have perfect illumination, it's like every 16 tiles or something like that off the top of my head, but... Wait, are you... Okay, you're consuming lavish meal. I was like, are you consuming kibble when lavish meals is assigned to you? Alright, so the Uranium 2 zone up there is all set. I'm going to add all of this to home zones just to keep it nice and clean. A volcanic winter. Oh, that's at my outpost tile. It's not a big deal. Alright, so I got the popper. Then the idea would be to separate these out so that they can't chain explode onto one another. But not prevent a line of sight on the entrance door. So now, with these walls, they will protect it from the sort of chain explosion. And, I guess I'll put that there. And then I also need a place for, you know, my people to stand and shoot and all that jazz. Come on, Mr. Boomrat. I'm trying to bring you into the fold so I can treat you like a human grenade. Medical emergency. Alright. So, no rads for Poppy. And anytime anyone else hits the medical emergency, we'll restrict them as well. Alright, so it is somewhat illuminated up there. And now we have this large, dirty, dingy, dark room where We've already proven that bugs spawn there multiple times over and over and over. The traps are all set. Just these doors need to get closed. And I guess there's some raw uranium up there that I could haul in as well. Jane's decided to eat meals in the traps. Nice. Alright, so silver, where are you going, Sev? Oh, yeah. I guess I never established what was deep drillable over there, did I? No, construct it, don't walk away. Come on. Did this not... Oh, it did turn on. Alright, well, we've dug there. I just have to figure it out. Alright, taking a look for mining. Okay, we are all set on that front. So now, we'll just dig the rest of the portions of uranium there and then move this uranium up here. I'd like a really nice, healthy stockpile of uranium before I start the sort of endgame reactor raids, because the slug turrets are going to require uranium reloading, which is going to be critical for our survival. Alright, so we're tidying this area up so that it's less dirty and hideous. And then ideally, probably doing something like this. Putting another granite door here. Or actually, let's put a granite door here. I mine these two out. And this gives me another choke if I need to. And that will make the room where we mine from a little less nasty. Because there won't be bug corpses everywhere. It's just a big cave. Semph, you are going far and wide for that granite. How much granite do I have? A pretty good amount of granite. Alright, so now I can leave these doors open. And if we... Bug bodies, low. Corpses of all insects. And I'm just going to haul some mega scarabs in. And then, as you can see, this is less awful of a tunnel. I suppose one more thing I could do is mine around there. Tony, you're idle. Well, you're very irradiated, so I can't really have you going out too much. I don't know. You maybe you could go out. Let's check medicals. So Poppy's the only one that absolutely shouldn't go out. Everybody else can be unrestricted, so limit it except for Pop. Poppy spent too much time out there. Guess we're going through some clothing. Come on, Janes, finish it up. So the interest here, why I'm mining this out, is to make it look a little bit nicer if I'm going to be up here mining. So I'm having Janes sort of invest in his own work area. Smooth out a big old S. He's trying to go to sleep, but your rest needs are met. Now the beauty around here is going to slowly go up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I don't know why, but I'm going to marbleize it all. I do want granite, so this is maybe a way for me to get granite. Wow, I really did not get a whole lot of chunks out of that. Alright, structure, wall, marble. And then I'll drop a statue in there. Or two, or three, or however many it takes to kind of make it look nice. And that will be home away from home. I should probably put like a little table so that we can eat there as well. Another medical emergency. Acid. You are going to be restricted after finishing that project. Alright, kind of a weird thing to do. But it's beautiful there now, so, you know. It really didn't take a lot of sweat off to improve that area. Alright, so that's a future uranium drilling room. A weird little project. Looks like everybody else is just hauling these chunks down. Agro's doing the deep drilling. And we have a lot of idle people standing around not knowing what to do. So, steel. Very, very low. Extraordinarily low. I think that's just because we've been plowing, reinvesting all of our steel into components and the like. Where's my other deep drill? Maybe I set it up there and it got destroyed? I don't know. But what I'm going to do is forbid 2 weapons, or forbid a few of these sniper rifles. Where did the other sniper rifles go? Have we already melted them down? No, we have a lot of sniper rifles. So you have this one. 1, 2, 3 sniper rifles that are now designated. What I'm going to do is a smelt weapon forever of all weapons. All ranged weapons. And let's get the triples and the dooms off of this. And the miniguns. We'll just sort of eyeball what they're currently smelting. I need a little bit more steel. So another way for me to get my steel would be to reinvest in a drill. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so the poor LMG, the normal LMG, the shotguns, all that's going to get melted down. Marble stool and table. Actually, let's go ahead and install them up there in case we want to eat. Very weird thing to do. I am going to temporarily suspend the components there. That way we don't keep making more and running out of steel. Guess I don't need the frag grenades either. It's too bad I can't break down like shield belts and stuff like that. That'd be pretty helpful. Oh, we got another boomerang here. The availability of insect meat allows for the generation of boomerangs. Alright, so this tunnel system is pretty well cleared. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this whole tunnel system from the constant cleaning. That way people don't run all the way up here and clean. A little bit of filth will accumulate, but nothing too bad. So the impressiveness of this room is now mediocre. But I'm not going to have it as a gather spot. It is just an emergency food thing. Okay, so here's where my steel's going. That's what's going on. It was the uranium slug turrets. And all of the mines, too. Alright, let's see how much more steel is in those portions. Or uranium. Oh, there's a fair bit of uranium left. Actually, I'm a little surprised, to be honest. Alright, Mr. Janes, what do you are deep drilling? So one of the things I could do is to dig around this mountain looking for steel. I'm sure, absolutely sure, there's a lot more just... Why are you out here? I think what I'm going to want is a door to forbid this area when I don't want it used. So they're trying to tame some boom rats. Alright, let's throw a lock on the door so we don't have people irradiating themselves for no reason. Alright, Mr. Aggro. We would be able to do a lot more mining, if we had more steel for two drills rather than the one. So I think I had the other drill destroyed. Alright, 11 should never wander like that. That was terrible to watch. Alright, so this drill now is drilling up steel. There's some steel in these bedrooms, but I don't really want to install them in the bedrooms. Maybe when we go to the bait barracks, we could do that. But for now, I think it's best if we don't potentially have some sort of terrible situation in the bedroom. Are we cooking with the unfertilized? Oh, yes, we are killing the fertilized eggs. So, fertilized eggs should stay here. Critically important for raw resources of... Oh, what would it be? It would be animal products, fertilized eggs, go there. And this one is still not dead. It's dying, but not dead, so I'm going to haul that one out. These are already ruined by temperature. There we go. That one's not ruined by temperature. And I'll probably end up just having a few hens. I don't know. I'm not going to worry too much about the amount of hens I have. And then in here, let's not allow fertilized anymore. So eggs here is unfertilized. Okay. We're all set. We won't be killing them off. Moving the rice down out of the bug box. That looks a bit cleaner. And then we can haul more Mega Scarabs down. I'm surprised we haven't been able to tame those boom rats. I kind of wish... I'm surprised it's taken this much effort, to be honest. Oh, there's another fertilized egg. Alright, so I think we've smelted down pretty much all the weapons that we're ever going to want to smelt, so I'm going to suspend that and turn this off. We have a lot of IDs sort of sitting in the stockpile here. That is not good. I don't want that at all. So, instead, what I'm going to do is set up some storage. I'm going to set up, what would that be? Furniture. And this is going to be our shell armory of sorts, because hopefully we'll be able to reload this multiple times. And then another thing I'm going to want is a shelf here of building materials to replace things that break. Who's my worst constructor? 11? Alright, I want 11 to build all of this. I'm trying to lower my colony wealth, and that means having really crappy shelves is part of the equation. Yes. You could turn off. She's probably just gonna fail. So I think what I'll do is I'll have shooting areas here where then I can fall back and be protected. Sort of bunker style. Alright, there we go. So that's a little bunker. I will want to illuminate it and smooth the floors out using some of the overhead mountain to the best of my ability. And this gives me a lot of options for combat. How is my marble doing? My marble's a little low. I'm not that worried yet, but I should be cautious about that. James, did you just... Grumble, grumble, grumble. He walked in and, like, construct... She's not finishing stuff. She's bringing it down to, like, 1. And then not finishing it. Alright, awful. Yeah, so here's why. This thing is worth 19 bucks. This thing is worth 59 bucks. And they serve the same purpose. Why would I want the nicer ones? Has to go away. Because at some point, I do actually want my colony value to be low. Weird, right? You want to be poor, but it's to make the in-game raids a little bit easier. Oh, 11 fell asleep in there. Sorry, 11. I'm going to let her out. So I'm going to forbid all this stuff. Someone else made that, but whatever. We'll just, we'll have you finish it off later. So here, we're going to clear the settings. We're going to want copy settings, paste, marble in one, and then wood in the other. And wood is something I'm going to need to buy from my neighbors because I am running pretty low on wood. Then in here, we're going to do shells. So... manufactured. This one will be high explosive shells, and then we'll have some incendiary as well. We're gonna have 2/3 or 3/5 high explosive and 1/5, you know, incendiary. Oh, meteor of silver ore just landed. Not that it will ever be used. Alright, we're dreadfully short on steel. So, Janes, you're going to be mining some up right now. Drunken mining. Nice. Like a true dwarf. Let's unforbid some of these weapons. Ooh, I kept one that's in pretty bad condition. What was this shell for? The traps? Clear all and put just weapons on it. Cargo pods coming down. Chocolates. Look at how many people have potted in to come attack me. There's more than 80 slag over there. I am constantly targeted by large groups of potting raiders that all die. They all die. Everybody all ends up dead. Alright, so this is for the lights. My power seems to be having no problem keeping up with the amount of additional... Oh, it's because that's off. Okay. How's my power now? Well, it's still alright. Alright, so here's my little bunker. And that just allows me to shoot people that are in the kill box with the slug turrets. And then fall back if I need to. And there's a lot of places to go fall back to. Alright, 11. Now that I've got your attention. Wow. So many meleeers. No thanks. And now we have shells. So this reloading takes 14 explosives and 4 incendiaries to rearm the trap. plus a lot of walls and stuff. You wasted him. I think what I'll do is I'll just have other people bring it up to like 99% and then have 11 finish it off. Poppy's doing all the work and she's like, finishing touch from an artist. And it sucks. Okay, so copy settings, paste, 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 but these last two are going to be incendiaries, so we'll switch them around. Alright, and that's my big old shell storage. Oh, that's forbidden, isn't it? Yeah, ooh, sorry. I don't want people traveling through there, as you can see. Alright, so now these tunnels are a little bit better illuminated, allowing us to move around a little bit faster. Alright, lit 40% is fine. Cool, we could get that off. So, the next big task would be probably resource collections. It would probably be something along the lines of, you know, we're going to want, let me think. We're going to want a lot of steel, and we're going to want a lot of uranium to be able to protect ourselves. Which means Aggro and Janes have a lot of drilling to do. And it wouldn't hurt to add a little bit more marble to the amount that I have either, to be honest. Taking a look at my current marble situation, it's lower than I want it to be. Which means probably making just one more sculpture. Jane's just got a creativity. Oh, and we just got a boom rat. Cool. So this boom rat, you are going to go to pets. For the creativity, I think, James's creativity should definitely not be a small sculpture. I'm thinking either another legendary bed, or, alternatively, a hospital bed. So, let's see, surgery success chance goes up with quality. Maybe I don't need that. How many doctors? I have 2 doctors, and I doubt that both of them will be in such dire conditions that we're using a third. So, maybe try for a grand statue that I sell. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I know what I want to do. I'm going to make a grand statue. I'm going to make this grand statue out of marble. And well, yeah. We'll just have a grand statue out of marble that we can sell for stuff. Alright, so the eggs ruined by temperature doesn't go into... There, okay, yep. Hello, Boom Rat. Are you the new Elvira, or whatever her name was? We had a Boom Rat once. Look at the amount of idle people we have. Everybody's idle. It's kind of a bad sign, because there's really just not a lot that I need to do. Oh. Great. Well, there you go. There's your task. Repairs and replace. So follow. You build that, you'll be a little faster. There's our mining. Where are you, James? Oh, you're building art. Yeah, that's right. Well, guys, that's about all the time I have. I think you can see the defenses coming together. If you have any suggestions about the defenses, all you got to do is drop me a line. And if I think it's a good idea, I'll name drop your suggestion and credit you and incorporate that into my defenses. I'm not really looking for projects that have me do giant overhauls of the base, but really just work with what I've got. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you all next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Adios.